Welcome back to another episode of the Cozy Content Corner. Y'all, today I have Bria Boyd. We met on TikTok, and I'm so friggin' excited for her to spill all of the tea. I know she will not hold back, but a little bit about Bria before we start. Bria is a Shopify expert who helps owners set up and manage their Shopify with ease. She is also an amazing content creator whose life has been changed by the power of social media, especially TikTok. She works with some amazing business owners, along with some that are probably some of your favorite influencers. So I friggin' love her. Bria, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. And again, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for letting me come on here. And I have some stuff up my sleeve that I think will really surprise you.
Yes, I'm so excited that you're here. Bria and I met on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
We met on TikTok. We became like biz besties. We have experienced like really similar patterns of growth, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited to talk about. But I would love to like take it all the way back first. And
Mm-hmm.
I would love to hear a little bit about your story. So, did you always know that you wanted to be like an entrepreneur and a business owner? Did you have a different kind of like career path? Tell us all the things.
So it's funny that you say that. Part of me did, but my parents always saw that in me. They were like, yeah, we always saw you like owning your own like accounting firm because that's what I went to school for. They're like, we always saw you as being like your own boss, owning your own business, just doing something. They just couldn't pinpoint what it was. They just knew like you're gonna do that one day. And I was like, okay, you're joking. Good point. So I want to start off by saying I did not start my business for money. I told my coach from the get go, which I'll kind of share a little story about how I met her because it comes full circle. I told her for the first year, it's okay if I don't even make a dime. If all I make is $400, cool. I'm still learning as an entrepreneur because they always tell you that first year, you don't know how that first year is going to go. You can't expect huge success and you could always start losing money that first year. So you never know. So I went in with the notion of, I'm just going to start a business. I'm going to figure out what I like. I'm going to figure out what I don't like. I was talking to my best friend about it, like texting her what I wanted to do. And over the Christmas break of 2020, I got everything figured out. And then as of 2021 in February, business opened and it did not go as expected in a good way, actually. So I want to go back because when I started having this feeling of I wanted to open my own business, I didn't know where to look. I was kind of just looking, but I didn't know where to look exactly. So I kind of just let it go until I found my coach on TikTok. She had posted this video of her like enjoying a pool on a balcony in a hotel. And I was like, whatever she's doing, I need to do. I don't even care what it was. I thought she was one of those like hair girls that did Monet, nothing against it. I thought it was that. So I like went and snuck on her TikTok page. I'm like, let's see what she actually does. And that's when I found out about being a virtual assistant. And I'm like, shoot, I already like doing half the stuff it sounds like anyway. So then I'm starting to plan my business, starting to do all of it. And I kid you not, the first thing I said was, I'm not doing TikTok for a business. Not going to do it. I was so against it. For some reason, I thought it was one
Wow,
of
I
those
feel
like,
like I did not even know that about you.
mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, most people don't. Oh, yeah, I was so against it. I was like, I know it works for other people, but not for me. And it's a cool app for me to just kind of post random stuff, and that's fine. It can be a nice, enjoying little thing for me, and I'm cool with that. But I bring that up for later purposes. So, my entire business, my first year, was solely on Instagram. I ran my entire business on Instagram and Facebook, mostly Instagram, and then, it just already imports to Facebook. So I'm going to bring up certain points. And I want to say when I bring up money, I'm not bringing up money to be like, oh, I make all this. I'm telling you the money aspect because it's so powerful about what happens when you let go of your own insecurity about things, when you finally let go and you do what other people tell you to do. And when you fail, because my success came after a failure, um, it's mind blowing. So my first year, I made $10,000. That's before expenses. That's before putting it back. And I want to make that clear because I know a lot of times people will spew money and they don't preference that by saying this is before expense and taxes. I made $10,000 and I was like, shoot, I know I put that into coaching. That's cool that I was able to make the money from my business and put it into coaching. Second year, I went and looked at the number and I wanted to make sure it was right. Before taxes, expenses, and paying off my debt, I made $47,000.
Wow.
And
That's
that
like a
was
world of difference.
world of difference. And it was all from TikTok. So this is how the TikTok journey happened. So start of last year, I was actually going for the Dipsado certificate and try and become like a certified person. And in my head, all I could focus on was passing this exam. I said, if I could pass this exam, my business will change. It'll change forever, because I was looking at people that were already on there. They're charging like $3,000 to set up Dipsado, 4,000. I was like, no brainer. I have to get this certificate. I failed 3 times. I
I
failed
totally
every
didn't
single
know
time.
that you like went down the Dubsado rabbit hole either, so I'm learning new things too.
Oh yeah, like I said, you're gonna enjoy all of this. So I went down the trail. So the last time I failed was at the end of January 2022. And I went to my coach and I said, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know where my business needs to go, but I didn't hate what I was doing, but I didn't love what I was doing. And I knew that if I had the passion behind it, and before I even go any further, to any of my past clients that were there from the beginning, please know that I appreciate and I love you. I am not saying that I did not love working with you. You paved the way for me to get to where I am, and I am most grateful for that. So I do not want anyone listening to this or watching this thinking like, oh, she's so ungrateful. No, I am grateful for every person that has ever messaged me, paid for a service, referred me to anyone. Thank you. Because again, I would not be here without you guys. So I want to preference that. So I go to my coach. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I need to pivot in some way, but I just don't know what I'm doing. So everything happens in good timings. As I'm telling her about this, one of my old clients tags me in a video and says, hey, my girl Bria does Shopify. Mind you, I hadn't touched a Shopify website in over a year. When I first started my business, I asked 3 of my friends to let me like play on certain things to figure out what I wanted to do. So I had one friend that let me, clean up her email. I had one friend that let me set up a Shopify for her, and another one that let me clean up on Shopify. So I had experience, but I was like, I kind of like the email game. That's cool. So I saw that as a sign of, okay, I failed my Dubsado exam again for the third time. I'm not liking where I am. So as soon as my friend tags me on TikTok about setting up this girl Shopify, I was like, let's see what happens. I don't know what's gonna come of this. So we're gonna gun ho and figure it out. So I was trying to figure out what to do. My coach goes, give TikTok a chance. I don't know what you have against TikTok. I don't know why you think TikTok is a bad thing. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. At this point, I'll try anything. To try anything. So I talked to the girl. She was willing to, let me do this. And I said, okay, let me use this experience for my TikTok. I have like nothing on my TikTok, nothing I put out there works. No one likes. I don't know if the algorithm didn't like me. I don't know if the people following me just didn't like what I was posting. So I'm like, we're just gonna try this out. I went gun ho on my TikTok when I restarted January 2022. I was posting 6 videos a day, like 3 in the morning, 3 at night. And I just prayed. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this 2-3 weeks. Let's see what happens. If nothing goes with this, then it's over. My 1 year anniversary happened. And on my 1 year anniversary, I had 2 videos go viral. Yeah. I had two,
Wow.
I had 2 videos go viral. And
Perfect
all of a
timing.
perfect time. Literally, my email is going off like that. And I'm sitting here like, what is happening? And all I'm seeing, because before now, when I had wait lists, because I was open, I really wasn't working on client stuff. I had a page set up on my Dubsado where you could pay for your service and, I'll email you and figure it out. I had manifested 2 months prior that my goal was to at least make $5,000 a month, if not at least be making $1,000. February 2022 was the first month I made $5,000 in 1 month. And I remember I was sitting on my kitchen floor and I'm like doing the math and I'm talking to people and I looked at Ronnie and I'm like, this is happening. Okay, we're just gonna figure this out and we're gonna go with it. And things have not slowed down since. It has been a whirlwind of me trusting in TikTok, because I was like, TikTok works. I can't say it doesn't work anymore. So now I have to actually like invest in the time, figure it out. Because when I go all in on a platform, I understand the platform. As much as the algorithm likes to change, I go, okay, trending songs, cool. Maybe a dance here and there, great. But then when I realized the videos that went viral were the ones of me actually sharing tips, and I was noticing the comments of people saying, no one does this anymore. No one gives us free information. No one does this. No one does that. And I listened to what people wanted from me, and that's what I gave them. And so ever since, business has just been booming.
Yes, and I love that. And I remember like the first few videos I saw of you and what like attracted me to follow you was that you were just like me in the fact that you were just like posting videos in your car. You were posting videos while you were like getting ready in your bathroom. And I'm like, that's me. Like that is sustainable content creation for me. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like me on a beach, me on a fancy setup. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm recording as I'm living life because that's what I have the capacity to do. And like, look at how valuable these videos can be if you just share your expertise. You
Mm-hmm.
don't need to be in any kind of like fancy
Nope.
setup.
Nope.
Like, I can literally picture the video of you sitting in your car. You had, like, short hair at that point, and I'm like, "Yes," like, I feel like we are, like, a one and the same. I am following because, like, that is what sustainable content creation looked like for me too.
Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is, and I don't mention this a lot because I don't want people to be like, ooh, but I feel like this is a really important part. Is I used to be a part of an MLM. I know, ooh, we hate those, but
Oh, did you now? I did not literally learning so much.
I told you, I'm coming with all of it today. Yeah, I was with one for like 7 years, and that was the one thing that always got to me was I always felt like I had to get like pretty. And I know that's not like a requirement, but when you look at like all the videos that do well and all the posts that do well, they're like all pretty and with the makeup and the dress. And I am an all natural girly. I don't like to wear makeup all the time. And when I do wear makeup, it is such a rare occasion. And as you see me now, I'm in a crew neck. I don't get dressed up for a lot of things. Date nights, yes. Anything else, you will see me in sweatpants and a crew neck, and that is it.
Mhm.
And I mentioned that because when I decided to get on TikTok and decided to do this business in general, I said, I'm just going to show up as me, authentically me. And I've still grown over the year because I was still showing up, but now I'm truly showing up as my authentic self. Like, listen, you're
Mhm.
getting what you're getting. And I mentioned that because every single person that I've talked to since I've started opening up authentically me, as soon as we go on the phone, they go, you talk exactly like you talk in your videos. And that's the whole point that I wanted. I want you guys to love me, but also be like, okay, I can work with her. Like, I don't want you to feel like I'm a pretty person on video. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, okay. Like, this is who I am. Do I have my moments where, I want to lay in my bed and read my book and not talk to people? Yeah. I mean, everyone does. And so I bring that up to just make people understand that, like, I have been on the social media ground game for a while. And this is the first time I'm truly seeing the success of me putting myself out there and truly putting things out there that reward me in a way that is so different from before.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that more for sure because I know you said after joining the membership, it's like you felt like you were finally able to like release that like true version of yourself. But let's back up a little bit. So when you realized that like Shopify was your thing,
Yeah.
was it scary to pivot to one specific thing when you were a VA offering multiple types of services? Like, talk to us about what that felt like and what that looked like.
Oh, I was terrified. Oh my God, I was terrified because all I was doing was email and calendar management. I was getting people like, and I bring that up because, like I said, I made $10,000 my first year. So it wasn't like my first year was not a success. I was getting clients, people were referring me. So I was like, okay, this is sustainable. And when you're pivoting your business, when you're changing from one thing to another and your clientele started off that way, you have no idea how that's going to look. So, and I also bring this up because yes, I made $5,000 that first month and I was ecstatic about it, but I was scared. Can we curse? I don't know if we can curse.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna.
God, yes, please.
Okay, I was scared shitless. I was so excited because I was like, okay, I could really like start doing some of the things I want to do. But then I took a step back and go, well, what if I'm a one hit wonder? What if like that first month was
Mm.
it? and my algorithm tanks and people can't see my videos. And I don't, imposter syndrome started to sink in real fast. I was like, do I even know what I'm doing? Can I even do this? So when I was starting to switch over, and I was explaining to some people, because I still have people coming to me for email and calendar management, and I took a couple of people until I realized I really liked Shopify. I really wanted to do that. And so I had to stop taking those clients. I was terrified that I wasn't going to make money. That first month, that $5,000, that's nice. All you're going to make is like some chunk change over here. Every month, I kept making the money. The money kept coming in. And every month, I thought it would get better. And I was still so terrified. And I think what started to really like settle me down a little bit is when I actually started getting retainer clients. Because a lot of what happened that first month was people just wanting setups and revamps, which I was good with. I was like, fine, give me all the money, we'll schedule it out, and that's fine. So, fun fact, Jacinda from Harper's Havens was my actual first like actual retainer client who I still work with to this day. And it was funny because as soon as I saw who she was, because she was commenting on the client that I was working on when I first started, I was like, oh my God, she's a badass. I want to work with her. So like I was talking to myself, like, one day I'm going to work with her and it's going to be great, but it's not going to be like months down the road. I was thinking like this was February. I was like August, July timeframe. That's when I'll work with her. Cool. No, she immediately like pinged me on TikTok. She like, let's get a Zoom call on. Let's talk about this. I was like, oh, okay. Literally like hired me on the spot on Zoom, on the spot, and immediately got to work. And she was actually the first person who made me realize my worth, because I knew what I was talking about. And sometimes that's still so hard to this day, is knowing like, do I really know what I'm talking about? Am I good at what I you know what I mean? And it doesn't really dawn on me and settle until I talk to a client again. And I'm sitting there confident, just spewing off things like, here's how to do this. And I'm like listing a million things. And I get off the call and I go, why do I doubt myself so much? So she was the first one that really got me going. And then after that, I was signing retainer clients like it was nothing. And I'm like,
Yeah. Can you explain to anyone listening like what a retainer client is and what that looks like for you?
so a retainer client is someone that knows, like, okay, I am your, well, okay, how do I want to word this? Like, so they pay the bigger dollars. Let's just be honest. They pay the bigger dollars for basically me to be in their pocket. I am their Shopify manager. I am there to do whatever they need me to do. Talk to Shopify support, upload products, update a theme, send emails, anything that they could ever think of. That's what I'm doing on a month to month basis. Now, I don't
Right.
require
So
my
that's like
client.
the big part is that it's like you crafted a service where you can have that recurring
Mm-hmm.
monthly revenue.
Yep. And I know I'm probably not like one of those service providers, but like I don't require like, oh, you have to a minimum of 3 months, because in my head I know things change for people. We're in a world that is constantly changing by the blink of an eye. So, and again, being part of an MLM, every time you have like a minimum requirement, it scares people. So I'm like, listen, I'm flexible. You sign your contract with me, it's good for a year. If you want to re-up, great. That contract will stay in place. If you want to change something, cool, we'll change it. I'm like super flexible. And I think that's what made people more open to working with me, because it wasn't like set in stone, like you have to do like 3 months. And I know some people prefer that. For me, I just don't. I feel like it gives people that opportunity to pause with me if they want to. I've had the same retainer clients that will pause working with me for 2 months and immediately come back to me. They're like, I don't want anybody else. I want to work with you. I just need to have a minute. And I'm like, that's fine. Cool. Let's keep working together. So yeah.
Yeah, and that just goes to show that like you've really built that relationship with them where they feel comfortable to tell you like, "Hey, I need to pause."
Yeah.
But it's not like, "Oh, I need to pause," and then they go find someone else.
Yeah,
It's like they
exactly.
really truly need to pause and then they know that they can come back to you because they trust you. You've gotten them results and they see you as the expert.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So now, did you just teach yourself Shopify?
Yep.
Because I'm going to be honest, like I don't know a ton of Shopify people.
Yeah.
Nobody that like gives the free value that you do. So like tell us how you learned Shopify in this capacity.
Okay. So let me let me give a background of my family a little bit to help understand that part. My
Yes,
dad
please
used to be in
do.
the military.
I said, please do.
Oh yeah, so I am the oldest. I have a younger sister who's actually graduating next month. I'm that okay. And then my dad, both my parents used to be in the military, but my dad was in it for 23 years and he worked on technology. So he like instilled, like both my parents instilled in us that like we are going to be independent. We will be able to fix whatever we need to fix or get the research we need to do. And the biggest thing for my dad was making sure that technology was a big thing. But then also for me, I'm a puzzle person. I love figuring things out. You give me a puzzle, I will sit there and figure it out. Sudoku, crossword, anything. Love doing it. So things just come so easy to me when it comes to technology. But I'm also one of those like, I'm a dive in first, figure it out. Google's my best friend. YouTube's my best friend. I will figure it out. And if I don't know how to figure it out, someone's going to show me how. So when I was doing that one person's Shopify and I was making videos on it, I was doing extensive research. Extensive. I was for hours. I was looking up how to upload products, how to do this. And I'm still learning to this day about Shopify because there are so many things, but I will sit there and make sure that I fully understand what's happening before I don't want to say dummy it down, but like bring it down to a level where people can fully understand it to then get to where I am. Like I have so much knowledge in here where I have to sit down before making a video and go, okay, how do we want to present this information? Do I want to have a photo? Do I want to have a diagram? Do I just want to talk about it and like give only a snippet of it? Because I know that TikTok allows us to do 10-minute videos, and there could be times where I do 10-minute videos. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. I understand that the people love short form videos. I think 3 minutes may be the longest they'll ever do. But if the information is good, hold them in. And I'm trying to remember one of the first videos I remember going viral was me talking about Shopify upping the emails that you can send. I remember that skyrocketing, and I was like, cool, we'll keep doing that. I think it like on the first day got like 10,000 views, and I was like, cool, cool. So yeah, so I'm one of those people that when I put my all into it, I'm gonna research it, I'm gonna figure it out, and then I'm gonna help other people understand it in a way that's not gonna confuse people.
Yeah, and I talk about this all the time is like when you are creating content for any platform, but especially on video, to not use that jargon.
Yeah,
Like not use that like industry specific, platform specific jargon. Because if you're trying to help someone that's eventually going to be a customer of yours, they probably have no fucking idea what you are talking about anyway.
not
And you
one bit.
do a very good job, like you said, not dumbing it down, but just putting it in words that are understood to the general public, which is
Yeah,
how we should be talking anyway in our videos.
yeah,
Um, and like using green screen, using videos behind us, doing phone to screen videos, those are really good ways for people to actually like see
yeah,
what you're doing and what is happening.
yep.
And I'm the same way as you in that like when I set out to learn something, like you bet your ass like I'm gonna be deep in YouTube and Google and I will figure it out. I will figure it out. Um I'm like so stubborn in the fact that like I will probably like not reach out for help until I'm at like my wits end. But
When
I
I
will
start
figure it
losing
out
sleep
myself.
over it, that's when I start. I have lost sleep. When I tell you, it'll get so bad to the point where I'm dreaming about it. I'm dreaming about finding this. And I kid you not, there are times where I'll have a dream about it and I'll immediately wake up from my sleep, get on my phone, look up what I saw in my dream and go, okay, that's it, back to sleep. Like it will consume my life.
Yes, yes. But that kind of leads me into my next topic because this is something too that I think draws you and I together
Mm-hmm.
is we are both action takers.
Yes.
We do not sit and like noodle on things. And what I mean by that is like we don't sit, have to make a perfect launch plan, have to make like a perfect email sequence before something goes out. It's like Bria and I will get an idea and then it will literally be available to the universe like hours later.
Hours.
So can you tell us like what has had to happen in like your mindset shifts, in your thought processes to become that kind of action taker that just puts the videos out there, puts the ebooks out there, and does not overthink it?
So one of my clients actually told me a quote to this day that I will continuously quote to anyone that asks me. And the quote is, "What is meant to be will be for you. You will never have to force it. You will never have to question it. If it's meant for you, it'll happen." And it came, of course, at the same time that I failed my Dubsado course. And I was so in my I was manifesting that I was being certified. I was manifesting that I was making $3,000 being, this Dubsado certified person. I was manifesting all of it. So when it didn't happen, it really brought me down. I truly did not know what to do next after that because I kept telling myself, my family, my boyfriend, I said, once I pass this, my life is gonna change forever. It's gonna change forever. I know it. I'm gonna get this certificate. And there were times I got so close. I got so close, and it was so defeating. Like that exam is hard. It is hard. So once she told me that quote, I sat there and I realized, okay, let me just like ponder on it and see what happens. So as soon as that next month happened, when I made $5,000, it truly sunk into me that I can't overthink. I already overthink about my life in general. Okay. I overthink about my dog. I love her, but like I overthink if I'm overfeeding her, she getting enough love. I'm overthinking. Like the other day in my relationship, I looked at him and I go, "And I missed you." And he goes, "I get that." And it's just because like the last couple of weeks have been so stressful for the both of us. Like we live in the same apartment. We're here for each other. But I missed just like us just like breathing for a minute and sitting down and being like girlfriend, boyfriend. And so I overthink everything in my life. And so at one point, I had to realize there has to be one thing in my life I can't overthink. I have to let something go. And that was my business. I had to let it go. And I had to let it go because I took a month and a half to plan this business. I took a month and a half and I was overthinking. I almost didn't launch my business on the day that I picked. Actually, I didn't even pick it. My best friend picked it because I couldn't pick a date. I said, "Hey, best friend, pick a date." She goes, "This date." That's when I'm launching it. Because if she hadn't picked it, I wouldn't have. I don't know when I would have launched my business, to be honest with you. I have no idea. So I will overthink everything in my life. And so in my business, I said, you know what? I'm going to give it up to the universe. I'm going to give it up to God because if this is where I'm meant to be, then I will follow your lead. I will follow whatever client, good or bad, because I've also had bad clients, good or bad. I will follow whatever you tell me. I will live and breathe whatever you tell me. I just don't know what to do anymore. So I won't say I gave up on my business, but I gave up overthinking and trying to minuscule every little thing about it and just said, you know what? If the thought comes in my head, I'm going to write it down. If an ebook idea comes to mind, I'm going to go type it up. If I have a post idea or a video idea, hell, I don't get dressed up anyway. Let me just slap my phone on my mirror and call it a day. Like I just stopped overthinking it and it just works.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like as you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, your community doesn't grow by your videos sitting in your drafts.
No.
Your bank account doesn't grow by your offers and ebooks sitting in your saved files on your computer.
Yep.
And so, what is the worst that could happen if you put it out into the universe before it's perfect?
Yeah.
Literally, nothing that bad can happen because most of us work in like the marketing online business world and there's truly no emergencies. If you are like a surgeon or a doctor listening to this, it's a different story, but most of us
Different.
are not.
Thousand
So
percent. I
literally,
need you to show up for the
there's really
emergency.
nothing bad that can happen if you put it out into the universe before it's quote unquote perfect in your eyes.
Yeah.
And it will probably never be perfect in your eyes because it's your thing. You could probably always find things to tweak on it, but your community grows and your bank account grows when you take the action.
Yeah.
So I love that you do that too. Sometimes I just literally like fling things out into the universe and like see what hits.
I almost I just imagine it as like a pasta noodle just throwing it at the wall. Okay, let's see if that sticks today. Will this one
Yes,
stick? Nope. Okay,
yes.
cool. Let's try another one.
Yes, exactly. So for you, because you do use TikTok as probably like the main form of your marketing,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of videos have you found that convert viewers to customers? Viewers to action takers, either getting an ebook, inquiring about your services, signing up for your email list.
Uh,
And it could be a
honestly,
mix of
oh
different
yeah,
types of
it's a
emails.
mix of different things. And I only say that because I will purposely make videos talking about my ebooks, and I may get one or two and I'm like, cool, that's great. And then the next thing I know, I'm talking about either a Dunkin' drink, or I think one time I had a video go viral. Oh, because I was tired of people asking me when I'm getting engaged to my boyfriend. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I'm supposed to be surprised. He's surprising me by getting down on one knee. How the hell am I supposed to know? I don't even care. He's going to ask me. Great. I'm crazy. Okay. I am a crazy mess. I'm a handful. So if he wants to commit the rest of his life to me, thank the Lord. Okay. Like, I'm great, but I have my moments. So I did that
Yeah,
video.
I'm so glad that you shared that actually, because that leads me into something that I preach all the time, which is that storytelling content often converts your audience to customers.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be talking about anything that has to do with your
Yeah.
business. Anything. Like, for example, I'm gonna use you for an example, Bria. Bria recently involved her audience in her journey to changing her wardrobe a little bit.
Yep.
Audience is mainly here for her Shopify tips, but can I tell you, like, the engagement that she has been getting from those people about, like, where did you get like your outfit? Like, oh my God, I love this new look. It's like when you involve your people into your life, into your actual story, when they need you, you're the first person that they think of.
Yeah. And I started doing that because I wanted people to realize, like, I'm still human. I am, I have my moments, y'all. Okay. I have my moments where I want to go and get a Wendy's Frosty and fries and sit in my car and listen to a sad song and cry. Okay. At this point, anything Dunkin' related is what I'm getting. I may be getting hash browns for the third time that day. I may be getting a cold brew coffee. I don't know what I'm doing, but at this point, I want to be honest with you guys. And I knew that when I started sharing my personal life on top of the Shopify one, it was really going to bring it all together. Like, yes, I had the community for the Shopify people, but I didn't want them to think, oh, all she's ever going to talk about is Shopify. We'll never know anything about her life. So I was like, nah, screw it. You want to know about my life? I've been with the same man for 8 years. I love that man. We did long distance for 2 years. Um, we got our dog after he lost a dog that he's had for years. I'm starting to share that. Like, I'm gonna start sharing a new series today about me doing projects around my apartment because my man's I can finally get a bookshelf. Thank the Lord. So I'm gonna make a video where I bought a dolly on Amazon so I can get rid of this dresser because that's the first project to go. But in my head, I'm starting to have fun again. And I think that's one thing that most business owners forget to do because they're so focused on, I'm not selling this, I'm not selling that, no one's signing up for this. Y'all, when I started sharing about my life on top of the stuff I was doing, my bank account has grown. I just paid off $1,000 more on my credit card debt. I literally went from $24,000 in debt to now only having to owe $4,000. And in my head, I'm going, so what did I do differently? I started showing up. I stopped caring. Like, I still care about certain things. I just won't talk about certain things, but I stopped caring. And if you love me, great. Come into the Hot Mess Express train because that is all I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm a hot mess express. So when I actually started sharing my clothing journey, I was scared because I showed my laundry room and the pile of clothes, and I was like, well, someone's going to be mad about this, but who cares? Because we're going to post it, and I'm going to be scared shitless. No negative comment. Everyone was like, oh my God, I want to do the same thing. And you encouraged me to do this, or you're so inspiring, do this. And so when I showed that I donated like 80 pounds of clothes, people in my inbox in the comments were like, oh my God, you helped me do this. And honestly, that is the foundation of my business. I wanted to help as many people as possible, whether they actually invested in me or not. My true goal is helping people. The money is kind of like a bonus. I know some people are like, but you own a business. The money should matter. Guys, I started making more money when I wasn't focused on money. When I stopped, like in 2023, I have no money goals. I did not put a single money goal out there. I honestly said I will say yes to any business opportunity that comes my way. I will make sure that I am saying yes to my business, yes to opportunities that will scare me, yes to opportunities that may grow my business. I didn't put a money goal. I didn't say I'm going to make X amount of money this year. I don't care. The money could dip next month. But if my clients will ping me saying, thank you for the help that you do, thank you for helping me stress less, thank you for doing this, for doing that, helping me do, I don't care then. The money's great, but helping people is what I love to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that is like 100% one of the things that I love about you. And it totally comes across in your content because when you say I don't care, it's not like you're saying I don't care about my audience. You're
Yeah.
saying I don't care about like the business ceiling that has been put over many business owners, and you have to stay within this one box as a
Mm-hmm.
business owner. You're like, no, I'm going to share Shopify tips, but I'm also going to share my Dunkin', and I'm going to share my fashion, and I'm going to share things
Yeah.
to the extent that you're comfortable with. Not
Yeah.
not telling you guys listening to share like all your deepest darkest secrets, but like really letting us peek behind the curtain. Like
Yeah.
really let us peek behind the curtain. It's so 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 impactful. So Bria is also a member of the TikTok Tea membership. If you don't know, it is my community of business owners, and we meet twice a month live. We
Yep.
have a closed group, all the things. Can you tell us some of the things that have shifted or helped you since joining the membership?
So I love joining memberships. I love joining courses because then whoever I'm working with, I either have already followed and loved, and I'm like, okay, let's see how they are in like a coaching aspect. Or it's like, I already know how they are, but let me get these extra tips. So when I first met Sarah, I was glued to her TikTok, y'all. I'm going to tell her, I was like, whatever Sarah says is what I'm going to do. Because as I mentioned earlier, I'm a learner. So as TikTok was starting to boom for me, I wanted to make sure I understood TikTok because TikTok is different from Instagram and Instagram is different from Facebook. You can't assume that all three are the same thing. So I knew that my first month when I made $5,000 was cool, was great. My videos booming, but how do I make sure I'm sustaining that? How do I make sure that I'm doing the right things? Before Sarah, I didn't know there were no words. I had no idea that there were words you can say or type out or whatever. So as soon as she had the membership, I was like, bet, let me join this right now. And in that course, guys, I don't think Sarah understands like the amount of information she gives is so impactful. Like it's so different when because like I'm just gonna say it. There are so many coaches out there that are so annoying. Like I get it. We all love coaches. Like that's why I love my coach because she's not saying that she's the best at everything, but she is amazing and I love her. And that's how I connected with her because she's not one of those guru people that is like, you have to do this, this, and this, and you have to pay for this, this, and this. You were like, here's my membership. We have Zoom calls here, here, and here. Here's a replay here, 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 and here's a PDF. I was like, cool, let's see how this goes. And just seeing how you interact with us and just seeing like how, again, the same way you interact with us is the same way you post on TikTok just makes you so relatable. It makes you want to open up to you. And again, that's how like I felt with you even before the membership because I'm like, this is a girl I really want to be friends with because you were just so you. And I love when people are just them. And I'm not saying everyone is, like fake or whatever, but when you're investing in a coach, you just want to coach. You want still to be that human being person that won't try and sway you in a million different ways. You're true, no bullshit. Here's TikTok. Here's how it works. Here's what you don't do. Follow that. And I truly feel like after doing the first challenge, because I wasn't posting 2 times a day after my whole 6 video a day debacle that went on for like 3 weeks straight. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like it was so annoying. I had my tripod up against the wall and I was like, Shopify tip video one. And I was like doing that. I did that like 30 times straight. And Ronnie was like, are you good? I'm like, don't ask me yet. When I see success, I'll let you know. I was so tired of myself at that point. But I was like, this is what the people want. So I'm going to give them what they want. And when this dies down, I'm never doing this again. So when you did your challenge and you're like 2 videos a day, I was like, all right, see if any of this works. Because they always say that what's the word? I can't even think about it, but your consistency is different from every person. So one person can post 1 time a day and that's fine. Other people will post like 4 times a day and that's what the TikTok algorithm will pick up. So I was like, how am I gonna do 2 videos a day? We'll see how this goes. And honestly, that truly helped push me into realizing that trends aren't bad. You just have to use trends the right way. Because I was so sick and tired of all the dancing trends. It's like I don't know if you also knew about this, but I danced my entire life.
Did
Actually,
you?
yeah, my entire life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I actually have a degree in it. I got two
I did
degrees
not
and a
know that. We're
certificate.
learning all the Bria Boyd facts today.
All of it. I got a degree in accounting, a degree in dance, and a certificate in leadership. I was an overachiever. I was doing 23 college credits a semester until my senior spring, and I only had like 12. That was the best thing I ever did in my life. I slept so much that semester because I wasn't doing anything. But I was also performing every semester. I worked on campus. I was doing everything. So jump to my business. I'm like, I don't like, I still love to dance. I just didn't want to do the TikTok trend dances because it's just the same movement over and over and over again. So as soon as you were like, do the trends, and I love the emails because I still use them, and you're like, oh, use this trend for this, this, and this, you really broke it into my head to use the trend the right way for my business. And that shifted my mindset again because again, I'm always learning TikTok. So I thought I had to do the same trend. I had to do the same dance or say the same thing or do it the same way. And you helped me realize it's a trend. You don't have to do it how, Sally Sue from down the street did it. It's a trend. All TikTok is going to pick up is what you're putting out there. And so the membership has truly made me realize A, showing the fuck up is just how it needs to be. If you ain't going to show the fuck up, TikTok won't show the fuck up for you. So that's just period. The second thing is show up how you want to show up to your audience. So if you have to be makeup done, hair done, dressed up, and that's how you like it, that's how you like it. For me, there was no way. People would see straight through that every time. Every time. So I was like, I was also nervous about that too, because like you said, as the business owner box, there are certain parameters you got to follow. There's certain rules you have to follow. And I basically said, fuck all that. I was like, listen, I'm
Oh,
already
I say
tired.
fuck all that too.
Fuck all that. Fuck it all. Because I'm already tired. I'm already tired. I work a full-time demanding job. I work a full crazy busy business. I'm also cooking meals, cleaning, trying to be a girlfriend, trying to be a sister, trying to be a daughter. I don't have time to look pretty, okay? Like you're lucky if I put jeans on some days, okay? Like I may be wearing a dress and you think, oh, that's cute. I just don't want to wear pants.
Yes. Oh my God, that's my favorite part of wearing a dress. So during that challenge, I think you reached your 10K
I did.
during that challenge, right?
I did.
Which is so amazing. And I literally reached it was like a week after you
Yeah. Like, because
that
one of
I
your videos
reached
like
mine. So
skyrocketed. And I was like, yes.
it's so crazy how quickly it can happen when you show the F up.
Yeah. And you stop
Um,
caring about going viral. I feel like that is one of the biggest things that hold I won't say hold people back, but they focus on it so much. I stopped caring about going viral. I stopped caring about my videos hitting 1,000 views. I was like, listen, if it hits 200, sweet. That's 200 people because someone showed that those photos of like what's it like having 10 people in a room, 20 people in a room, 100 people, and I was like, shoot, if I'm talking to an arena full of people, which is 200 people, that works for me. So when I have videos that like hit 1,000 views, 3,000 views, 4,000 views, sweet. But I'm not expecting to go viral. I'm focusing on the content and I'm focusing on making sure that the people that are currently following me get the right content and the future people that will follow me are getting the content. I stopped caring about going viral. I stopped caring about, oh my God, I just need one video to make my life. Guys, I was doing 6 videos a day for 3 weeks. I stopped caring about going viral and I just wanted to make sure that people actually wanted my content and would follow me for the content and pay for my services. At that point, I was fine with that.
yes, yes. Oh my God, so good. So y'all, if you took anything from this episode, it should be show the F up,
Yep.
put things out there before you think they're ready, and stop caring so much about this preconceived box that you feel like you have to fit into because it's not true. It's literally made up.
It's made up. And just another thing, if you're listening to this and you've been pondering and wondering, oh, is TikTok for my business? The answer is automatically yes. Literally, y'all, I bought a Kindle because of TikTok. Let's be very real. I had a Kindle as a kid and my Kindle broke and I never bought a new one. And I stopped. TikTok has me drinking water. Okay. And it is literally because TikTok is not the same as it was in 2020 when everyone joined during COVID. I think everyone still has that thought like, oh, it's still just that dancing video or that lip syncing video or it's the new Musically. TikTok has evolved in the last 3 years. It's not the same anymore. Like artists are going viral on there and their music careers are blowing up. Artists are posting about their books that are then going viral on TikTok. People are literally posting about freaking peanut butter and it's going viral. So if you're sitting there wondering if your business should be on TikTok, the answer is your business should be on every platform. You never know what's going to happen on one platform, but that the one thing that I wish more people would understand is if you actually just stop going against something that is sitting right in front of you, your life could change forever. It could change in an instant if you would stop overthinking like, well, what if it's not for my business? What if this video fails? And also we are in the life of quick satisfaction. And if people aren't seeing the money super quick, oh no, it's over. Guys, I made $10,000 my first year and went to 47,000 the next year. I truly was expecting my first year to only make like maybe 500. That was it. Next year I was like, oh, I'll just double that. So when I saw 10,000 that first year, cool, 20,000. Then I look at the end of the year and it's 47. And it's because I stopped caring. I started showing up. I started being authentically myself. I was realizing that my business comes from me not holding myself back. It comes from me showing the fuck up. And you guys eat that up. You guys don't even care what it is at this point. I post about a water video and y'all are like, yes. I post about me trying on new clothes. You're like, yes. And then, I still post about Shopify, but you guys are truly like invested in my life. And I hope you're invested in my bookshelf journey because hell, that's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes, yes. Seriously, showing those bits of your story help people become so much more invested in you. In the marketing world, you always hear like raving fans. And like that's what happens when you let people peek behind the curtain. So
Mhm.
it's so, so, so good. So Bria, if people want to connect with you more, they just want to like have a new biz bestie or they need their Shopify set up, where can they connect with you more?
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Clapper. I know. Listen, like I said, I'm a girl that's on all platforms. Pinterest and YouTube. I started a YouTube channel, so I'm on there too. The name is the same everywhere except for YouTube. I think it's share_LLC21. I couldn't put what I wanted, so yeah.
And then the username for the other platforms
Are all the same.
is Sheer Organization LLC.
Correct.
Okay, Sheer Organization LLC. Go follow my girl Bria. She is absolutely amazing. Even if you don't need Shopify, she is really good inspiration of how to show up. So go ahead and connect with her. And Bria, thank you so much for being on today. Everyone listening, I will see you on the next one.